Hey everybody, welcome to fishingwithvance.com. Welcome to part 2 of our river fishing guide, gear, and review. So as you saw in the first part, we went over just some of the basics that we were using whenever we are fishing in a river or the stream. So that went over our boots that we were using, and then also our waders. So we want to get into a little bit more of the gear that we were using on a daily basis in the river. Basically what I'm going to go over with you is the setup that I used. Pretty similar to what Vance and Cat use, however, there are a couple differences, and we'll go over that at the end. We're going to cover a few different things here. We got some of the bags, we got some of the Plano boxes, we got some nets. A lot of these products you guys are going to be able to find in the description further on down in the video, so please make sure that you check that out. So one of the things that I'm really key on whenever I'm fishing in the river is to try and be as light and as mobile as possible. I don't want a lot of weight on me, especially if I'm fishing 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. The more weight that I have on me, the heavier that's going to get, the more fatigue that I'm going to get over the course of time. So one of the things that I found out is that as I tried and went through a few products and things like that, some obviously work better than others. So one of the things that I tried in the very beginning and I thought that would work is that I had this bag right here. This is a spider wire bag. As you can see, a lot of different compartments. Has the belt wrap around here on it. Front compartments, a lot of flaps, things like that. Overall, it's a great bag. A lot of different things. You can store a ton of your fishing equipment and lures in here. What I found is that this wasn't really for me. A couple reasons why. Number one, you put it around your waist. As I have this all chock full of my gear, then that means that all that weight is on my waist. 2, 3, 4 hours in, next thing I know, I'm fidgeting with that. I don't like the weight, etc. I'm trying to shift it around. The other thing then that I really didn't like is that if I had it on me like this going forward and I started to fight a fish, sooner or later my rod would bang into this. And then the next thing I knew, I was thinking more about my rod hitting this than I was actually fighting the fish. And I lost a couple fish that way. Of course, then you're going to ask, well, why didn't you have it behind you? Well, anytime I had to re-rig or anything like that, then I had to swing it back around to the front. So sooner or later, then I forgot. Obviously, my priority was fishing. You had to switch this thing all around. It would wear on your waist. It would tug, things like that. Plus, as you can see, it has pretty good size. Pretty good weight to it already. Imagine all my stuff in there. So the product itself, it was good, just really not for me from a weight and from a technicality standpoint. So I had to figure out what else I was going to do, again, in order to get a little bit lighter, get a little bit mobile in the river. So went to this product right here. This is this Plano bag. I bought this at Walmart. I believe it was right around about $10. Nice big long shoulder strap on it here. As you can see, the top has a zipper on it. You have the one main compartment here, compartment in the front, 2 compartments on the side. Pretty plain Jane, pretty simple. When I first got this, I thought, I'm not even going to be able to use this. Not really going to work. There's just not enough to it. Well, the reality behind it is that really the simplicity of the design is what really made it work for me. So hopefully, as you can see here in the main compartment, you have a lot of different options. For what I do in the river, depending on largemouth, catfish, trout, you're going to have one of your Plano boxes. This Plano box came with this setup. As you can see, it fits perfectly in there. All you got to do is just stick that right in there. Crankbaits, swivels, hooks, sinkers, whatever you need to do, you can put in here. Really handy. Again, you can get it in and out of there without a lot of a problem. The other thing that I really like is that also in there, as I'm fishing, especially for smallmouth, I can keep a variety of my baits, my lures in here. Gulp, my Rage Craws, flukes, paddle baits, obviously the KVDs, you know I'm going to have those on me, and then the Strike King bleeding tubes. So I can fit all of those in there then as well, right into there. This is my backup. As you saw in the first video then with my waders, anything that I'm using primary, I'm going to have that on my pockets that I'm going to have on my waders. So I'll have that, plus then I have this. More than enough in order to be able to fish for whatever's going on that day. Side compartments, really going to be up to you. I keep an extra thing of line in case if I get into a major snafu. In the front here then, obviously if you're river fishing, you're going to snag up. There's just no way of getting around it. So I have a thing of split shot. I have a thing of Gamakatsu hooks, these extra wide gaps, and then I can either use these for my KVD worms or on my Gulp Alives. I got True Turn hooks that are in the Gamakatsu package. I can use those on my tubes. And then of course if you're going to be in the river, you got to have swivels. Again, just for the sake of simplicity in how these packages work, I put those in there as well. Have those right in the front compartment. I can get to them at any time. As you can see, there's no flap or anything on there. I can reach right in there and get them, no problem. This side compartment then, again, is going to be up to you. I keep some extra swivels in there, have the tape on there so that that doesn't get adjusted and then my stuff falls out later on. But those are snap swivels there in case if I'm going to be using any kind of crankbaits or anything like that. Just gives you another option. But I basically put everything in here. You can put candy bars in here. I put beef jerky, some food. There is an extra compartment here on the top. You can put some things in there. That's usually where I'll put some of the food items, etc. But as you can see with this nice big long strap, I put this on. Really lightweight. Any of the weight that I have then is on my one shoulder. It's not on my waist. Makes it very portable. If I need something, I bring this right over here. The belt that I'm going to go over here with you in a second that I'll have on my waders, I put my pole right in there. That means I have two hands free. So if I have to re-rig, bring my line right over here, I have everything that I need is right here. Go ahead and I can re-rig. I'm going to have my pliers or any kind of snips. They're all going to be right there. Everything I have is right here. Really nice, light, tight design. It's not going to fatigue me during the day. So that was the thought process behind this. Can't say how happy that I am with this. Have really enjoyed it during the year. I'm going to continue to use it this year. Then as you go, depending on whatever you're fishing for, this is the Plano box. This is an old school Plano. This I have for my trout setup. I have my little hooks, little spinner baits in there. We have some little crankbaits. If you need to, you just take out this guy. You can put this in. Obviously I'm not going to be using any of these. So I can just put that guy right in there. And off we go. So that's a really great setup. I found that to be light, compact, very easy to use versus something like this. This might work for one guy, this might work for the other. It's going to be to each his own. That's just what I found. So please let us know whatever you guys have found and how that works for you. A couple of the other things then to just wrap up. This is the belt that I use on my waders right here. And again, you have multitude of options for whatever you guys want to do. So obviously, as you can see, I have my $10 Walmart net, which is very invaluable for whenever you're trying to land any kind of fish, especially in the river. You know, you get a pretty good size smallie, a catfish, something like that, you're going to want to have this.
Oh my gosh, this is a catfish on a purple worm. This could be a first. I can't believe it. And it is done. Catfish on a KVD.
Has a stretchy line on there. I can pull that and reach out there and touch somebody whenever I need to. I'll then also have my K-bar U.S. Marine Corps knife that I call the deterrent in case if I would ever need it or for any other circumstance. So again, you can put multitude of things on this belt. One of the things that I just got for Christmas are these new pliers. These are going to be awesome. I can't wait to use these. I have not used these as of yet. Has the belt loop here. Can't wait. I use these all the time to get pretty much any kind of hook out. Has the cutters here on the side. And these are going to be really great. Obviously, as you can see, it has a stretch on here, so that if I would drop those in the river, and it's just a matter of time before I do, we're going to be all set and I'll be able to keep those. So that's what I'm going to use for my belt for whenever I'm in the river. So that's just a quick overview of whatever I was using. Obviously, guys are going to have different opinions and different thoughts as far as whatever they want to carry and what they don't want to carry. Case in point, I'll show you. Vance is really not too big into these bags and things like this. Vance and Cat, they like to use these kind of Plano boxes here. You got the big strap that goes up around your neck. You can carry basically a lot of different items and whatever you're going to need in here. Split shot hooks, we got some swim baits, we got crankbaits, we got everything in there that you're going to need for a variety of river applications. Those two yahoos really like this. This wasn't for me. I don't like stuff coming down around my neck, having weight, things like that. But what we will show you in our next video coming up with river fishing guide gear and review is how these guys really like this and how that setup is for them. Again, not for me. It's not a bad setup. It's just to each their own. So that was our video. Don't want to forget the towel. Sometimes I'll carry a towel. You can hook that right on your belt. Might seem a little ironic and a little redundant because probably half the time that towel is going to be in the water, but sometimes that's good. You know, if you get yourself in a little river battle with a river monster, you might want to clean your hands off. So that's something that's optional. But we just want to go over what we were using here in the river for the past year and what worked, what didn't work. Again, not necessarily bad products, just things that didn't necessarily work for me or for us. So please let us know what you think, whatever you guys have used, maybe some different commentary that relates to this, because we're just trying to get better and we want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can. So again, this has been fishingwithvance.com. Please make sure that you like the video. Please make sure that you share this with your friends. And please make sure that you and your friends subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come, especially in this series. And as always, fish on. Welcome to Millertown.